Hello everyone. I want to start by asking you guys a few questions. As nursing students, how many of you guys rely heavily on caffeine drinks in order to get you through your day? Or how many of you guys wake up in the morning to a cup of joe in order to give you that energy that you need to get going and to start your day? Now, my name is Carlos Kessler and I am here to talk to you about side effects of caffeine consumption. In this informative speech, I will be telling you guys safe parameters for caffeine consumption, as well as short-term effects and long-term effects of caffeine overdose. Let's begin. I would like to begin by telling you guys a little bit of information about safe parameters of caffeine consumption, so we make sure that you guys do not overdose or do not overconsume caffeine accidentally. Now, with caffeine, you can only consume, for the average adult, you can only consume about 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. Now, this varies from individual to individual depending on the tolerance of caffeine. But regularly, doctors say that you should not consume more than 400 milligrams per day of caffeine. So what does 400 milligrams translate to? I did a little bit of research and I looked online what 400 milligrams is of caffeine in regular drinks. So for example, 4 cups of coffee may contain 400 milligrams of caffeine. Some other drinks like Coca-Cola, you can have up to 10 cans of Coca-Cola and they will contain 400 milligrams of caffeine. Another popular caffeine energy drink would be energy drinks. Now, only about 2 energy drinks makes up about 400 milligrams of caffeine. So what does that mean? That means that you cannot have more than 4 cups of coffee without overdosing on caffeine already. So by then, your body is beginning to overdose on caffeine. Now, this varies from individual to individual, and it also varies on how the coffee is prepared. Some of you may drink coffee that is really strong. So now instead of 4 cups of coffee, you can only drink 2 cups of coffee before your body begins to overdose on caffeine. With that being said, I want to talk to you about the short-term effects of caffeine. Now, with caffeine, there is a lot of short-term effects that many of you may be familiarized with. Some of those range from dehydration, abdominal pain, diarrhea, anxiety, and even frequent urination. And those are short-term effects that are very common. But I'm also here to talk about the short-term effects that are not as common and that could be very dangerous. For example, if your body begins to overdose on caffeine, many people could experience seizures, and those could be potentially dangerous. Some of the side effects of caffeine include even fever and muscle trembling, muscle twitching, and caffeine can also cause fast heart palpitations, which translate to increase of heart rate and sometimes even irregular heart rates. Now, some of these short-term effects are very dangerous, and some of them are very common, and they go away with rehydrating yourself and allowing the caffeine to exit out of your system. But there's also some effects that don't go away, and these are the long-term effects of caffeine. And some of these long-term effects are very dangerous. So with that being said, let's go on and talk about the long-term effects of caffeine. So some long-term effects of caffeine include anxiety disorder and sleeping disorder. These 2 disorders are very dangerous because they're hard to treat. And with these disorders, you need medication to treat them for most of the time. Some long-term effects include heartburn, upset stomach, acid reflux, and even ulcers. Now, ulcers are very dangerous. And for many of you guys that didn't know, you're exposing yourself to so many things by overdosing on caffeine without even knowing it. For pregnant women, caffeine has been known to cause slow fetal growth and increase of miscarriages. So now this can translate to the death of your baby. Now, this is very serious. So pregnant females should avoid caffeine at all times. And if consuming caffeine, you should stay between the parameters. Now, for females, there's also a relation between caffeine and lumps in the breast. Now, these lumps are called fibrocystic disease, which they cause very painful lumps to develop on the female's breast. And this is all from over consuming coffee or caffeine drinks. And some female long-term side effects could also be interfere with estrogen production and metabolism. And what this translates to, it makes females harder to get pregnant. So there's a lot of long-term and short-term effects of caffeine because people aren't watching how much cups of coffee they drink a day or how many energy drinks they drink a day. But your parameters should be about 400 milligrams a day. Now, it is well known that coffee can cause many side effects, but there's also long-term effects. And I'm here to inform you all these. And thank you for listening to this speech. I hope it was very informative and I hope it helped you. And I hope maybe you can watch your coffee here and there. Thank you.